Hi guys, well there you go, we have the second episode of coding exam just the very next day. Today is a very exciting day. I have started my first internship and hopefully the last. Hopefully I will not go to a lot of internship. I have started a programming internship in the big city of London and I am very excited about it, but also a little bit scared because trust me guys, when you go in one of these companies and you see a big project that's a lot bigger than the one we're doing in the tutorials online, you will feel a little bit overwhelmed about all the stuff that is happening, but it is normal. So I heard that it is normal to feel overwhelmed, but that's why it is an internship, because it takes learning and hopefully I will learn and catch up fast with everything that's happening. And I'm also very excited because on the second day of the channel I'm already recording the second video, which is not bad, shows I'm not slacking. But enough about me for now. Let's start on the second problem, the second episode of this channel, which will have another easy problem. I don't think I will solve more than one because it is a little bit late and I will have to wake up early for my internship. But hopefully we will learn something in this episode. So I'm just going to go to Leetcode because I'm on the console here. I have Leetcode somewhere here. Where is Leetcode? Did I close it? No, I have Leetcode here and I am going to minimize the camera. Just put it here in the corner. And let's read through the first problem. The next problem. This problem is called Defanging an IP address. I already read through it, but I will read through the problem again with you. It says, given a valid IP address, return a defunct version of that IP address. What the fudge is defunct? I have no idea, but they explain it here. It says a defunct IP address replace every period with this period surrounded by brackets. So for example, if we had 111 divided by dots, it would get 1 divided 1 bracket dot bracket 1 and so on. And another example here which is the same. I don't know why we need two examples, but anyway. So I already have a little bit of an idea about this. I created already a file because I didn't want to waste time like in the first video, and I created a file called Defanging.js, and we will put let IP address, and somebody comes in the room, but it's okay. We will create an IP address as a string because we're giving the IP address as a string, and we will just put an example 001000. This is just something I made up, and I am thinking we can use to replace the dots with dots surrounded by brackets by using replace. But if you guys don't know, any string value in JavaScript has a method attached that's called replace, that you can replace a substring of the string with another substring. So if you would have apple, the string, let's say let fruit equals apple, and we want to replace li with pi maybe. We can do it like this. We can say let change fruit equal fruit replace, and the first parameter will be what we want to change. So we want to change this with, I don't know what I said, but let's say b, like this. Yeah, so if I copy this into the console and then I ask for change fruit, you can see that instead of apple we have up b. So basically it changed what we gave again with what we gave, so it changed li with bi. But the replace method as it is used here, oh, and I'm so sorry, I might have not, I have to zoom in here so you guys can see better. So you guys can see I copied this here and it replaced the string, the substring I gave with the other substring I gave, and we have a result of up b. But the problem with this for what we have to use it here is replace, as we use it here, only replace of the first, only replaces the first instance of the string given. So if you would want to change all the letters a in a string with b, it will not work like this, because this will only replace the first a with a b. So I'm thinking, because this is really weird, it should be like an option to replace a global, and I think there is, and I will go into the documentation to check it out. But there is another way. If we cannot do this with replace, there is another way that we can do it, and we can do it by using two other methods that are attached to any string value in any string value or variable in JavaScript. We have these two methods called split. Well, actually split is a method for strings, and then we have join for arrays. So basically these are kind of complementary to each other. Split splits a string and splits a string into an array, and joins an array into a string. And the way split works is, if we have something like this is a string, and if we call split on here, we have to pass a parameter which we want to see where exactly, in which positions it will split the string. So if I pass here a dot like this, it will split the string at every dot, ignoring the dots and keeping the other elements. So if I copy this in the, I'm going to refresh here, and if I copy this here, you can see it has split it in 4 elements: 100, 00, 10 and 001. Now join, on the other hand, will join an array. So this is an array with elements. Join will join all the elements of an array into a string, and they will be separated by whatever you pass as a parameter. So if I pass here a space, all of this will be separated by space in a string. So if I pass this, you can see we get a string separated by spaces. But if I pass here what we need here, a bracket, dot bracket, then we get exactly the answer that we need for that problem. So how are we going to solve the problem using split and join? We will say let defunct IP address equal IP, because you can chain these methods one on top of each other, so we can say IP address split by dots, so split at every dot, and then join all the element that join, and join them with bracket dot bracket. So if we copy this here into the console, and I'm using a lot of so, but this will disappear after I get used to this YouTube business. So if we post here like this, and we have defined IP address, we have defined the IP address, but I have promised you that we will figure out how to make it use it replace as well. So if I go on Google, which is the best friend of every programmer, better than Stack Overflow, because Stack Overflow doesn't have all the answers, you believe me. If I go and search for replace JavaScript method, I'm going, and if we look on here, if it says if you're replacing a value and not a regular expression, and regular expressions are a bit weird in JavaScript, it takes a while to understand everything about them. I think they're called regex or something like that. But it says if you use just a value like a dot, only the first instance of the value will be replaced. To replace all occurrence of a specific value, use the global modifier. And it says see more examples below. And let's see where. So in this, let me zoom in because I keep forget about zooming in for you guys. If we have this sentence and we want to replace all instances of blue with red, and we have to put blue like this, and with the global, what do they call it, a global modifier, the global modifier, yes. And again, if I want the blue, this blue as well, I have to put case insensitive, but for me it doesn't matter because we are not using letters or words, we are using a dot. So if I copy this here, I want I'm gonna copy this from here, and I select define IP address to be IP address replace, and they say to use something like this dot this global, and then changing with this. Yeah, so let's copy this and let's see if this works. Delete everything, erase, destroy. And if I put defang, now this is very weird because it kind of replace every character with that, which I don't want, but I don't know why it does that. I think this is kind of like it understands to replace everything, but I don't know how. If I want to replace just the dot, let me go again on there, and I guess read more about the expression. Let's go a little bit and look at the regular expression tutorial. Replace. We look a little bit on here, maybe we find a solution. Okay, so we have this kind of expressions here. It says if we put, it finds any of the characters between the brackets. Okay, so what if I put a dot between brackets? Will that work? So as you can see, I have told you regular expressions are very complicated and there's a lot you can do with them, and it takes a lot to understand them, but I think it is worth it. So that is what I will do. I will spend some time, and maybe in the future I will also post a tutorial on regular expressions only, because if I understand it, you guys will understand it. But let me try that solution. Put, instead of this, we want to put the dot between some brackets, and let's try that. Okay, why is it not changing? I'm going back to my console, posting again, and checking the defang IP address 2, and that works. And if I am correct, like I understood whatever he was saying in there, that means that even if the IP address would be something like this, here separated by dot, here separated by a comma, and here by a dot, if we do this and put in here these two characters, it will replace all instances of any of these characters with this string. So if we have this like this and I refresh, and you can see we have it like this here. Now if I try defang IP address 2, it is still work. So we could have even an exclamation point here, and it will replace that as well if we put an exclamation point in here between the brackets. So that is pretty nice, isn't it? We do not have to use two methods when we can use just one and a regular expression. So yeah guys, this was the second episode in the coding exam series, and I hope you learned something, because I definitely did. And I hope to see you in the next episode and in any of the other series these channels will have. I am thinking to start a series that will be called What the Fudge is JavaScript, because I think it is very funny when people say what the fudge. And every video will be like, what the fudge is a regex, what the fudge is a constant. You see, it is very funny for me, at least. I don't know about you, but if you learn something in this video, you may still want to watch further. Well, goodbye for now and see you next time. Bye bye.